My name is Kay Schultz.
And I'm Gail Seiler.
And we're co-leads for the permaculture team. And every Wednesday morning, we invite all who can to come and help plant, weed, harvest. And this is a big harvest day.
Yes, things are really starting to produce, so it's exciting to have so many people here to be harvesting vegetables to share with the community, and some of them will get used in the potluck on Sunday, we hope.
Right. We also find that there are other harvest days between Wednesdays, and we have a lot of folks who help pick berries and pick beans and pick peas and do things midweek. Also as we water and take turns watering through the course of the week on these hot, dry days.
So there's always watering and weeding, but now we're really focusing on planting new things as some crops finish and harvesting what's being produced. It's a great time of year.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Great, thanks. And here you're going to put some out soon for the community comes by, and
Right.
you're setting up a table. It looks almost like a farmer's market stand.
Yeah, a lot of people come beginning at 9 o'clock and get ready for the vegetables for their week.
I am picking blackberries, and that is a huge,
Wow. Okay.
It's over there.
Huge harvest.
So there's tons of red ones still, so they'll turn black soon, I
Yes.
guess. Okay.
Yes.
Broccoli.
Let's see your first
Like
broccoli.
140 days.
So is this peak harvest time around early July?
Yeah, well, getting into it, I would say this is really the first week we're harvesting tomatoes, so they'll be increasing, green beans more and more. So end of July, we're getting into the peak season, but the real peak season will be like end of July.
And are you at the
beginning of
point now
August.
where you're getting vegetables throughout the winter somewhat because of the greenhouse?
And because we're learning to keep things in the ground and keep it covered and keep it growing throughout the winter. So yeah, we're trying to have things to harvest all year round.
Okay.
And we're getting better at that.
Okay. And then Marcia, you have some beets there?
Beets, there's
I
some
like-
beautiful beet sizes
do.
for pickled beets and such.
See.
And then we also have
Yeah.
some smaller ones that are going to be used for the beet greens. They'll be
Okay.
delicious.
Terrific.
So, in a little bit, so Tim and I were
Hello. What are you harvesting over here?
chard.
Swiss? Or is it Swiss chard or
Yeah.
Swiss chard? Okay. Great.
This is a new plant we haven't grown before. It's a squash that's similar to zucchini, but it grows upward. Zucchini just grows in a big plant like that, and it grows upward. So we're trying to use our fence to grow a plant that's like zucchini. Hasn't produced any, it's flowering, but it hasn't produced any zucchinis yet. But we're trying it out in this small patch.
And how is it different in terms of the vegetable if it's growing on the ground? Is this a different variety?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, completely different variety.
So it's a climber.
Yep. Yep. And then over here, oh my goodness, we have okra. Woo! Our first okra. Yay! Okay, we will harvest that. But what we're doing here is we're trying to use like progressions of plants and also layers of plants. So in the back now we have pole beans, which are going to grow up the fence and give us green beans. And before we had snow peas there. So when the snow peas finish, we put the, and they were up on the fence, we put the beans in and they grow up on the fence. And then we kind of have layers where we have the green beans behind them, the okra in front, and then a few onions here. So we're trying to use different heights of plants to maximize what we can get out of each area. And here we can see a lot of two different kinds of basil planted, and over with the tomatoes too. Basil is obviously a wonderful, delicious herb, but it's also, because it's so aromatic, it repels some insect pests. So it protects the plants that it's growing with in that way. You rotate crops for two reasons. One is because crops tend to use specific crops use specific nutrients, so you don't want to keep planting the same crop in the same place because you'll really deplete the soil of the particular nutrients that that plant needs. And the other reason is for disease. if there's a disease present in the soil or eggs of an insect that is going to attack that plant. If you grow it there year after year, you're just basically creating a situation where you have a population of whatever it is that can damage the plant. So you rotate them for that reason. So for example, the beans and snow peas that are here were over there last year. So we kind of moved them along in a progression. So we do try to rotate crops.
Good morning. What did you pick today? Or what do
I
you pick?
picked a few green beans and just a few leftover blackberries. I was
Okay.
out early this morning and picked a whole quart of blackberries around 7:30, so I'm almost done picking.
One broccoli.
One broccoli. We didn't do the cabbage, tomatoes, or pepper. Kay's doing peppers. Okay, some of the onions I'm gonna pull.
I think somebody did the green.
Somebody's doing green.
And then we did blackberry.
Our tomatoes are just starting to come through. The cherries just started today. And I don't know if you can get a good look, David,
Yeah.
to see some of the tomatoes we have coming here. Quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
And let me see, I don't know if you can see into this one. This one is huge. So that one is a Brandywine Sutter strain. Yes, you can do that. And these over here that I was showing you were Oxheart. And we seeded it's either 10 or 12 different varieties of organic heirloom tomatoes. We do this each year. And I start them out in my house under grow lights, and then we bring them over to the greenhouse where it's got great fans and gets some stronger root system and stems. And then, of course, it's been a challenge this year because it's been so hot. So keeping up with watering, and tomatoes need periodic, really deep watering. So we've had to do more of that by hand. We have a soaker hose system, and of course we grow marigolds and basils to try to help keep away the bad bugs. So far it's going pretty well. We've had some blossom and rot. We've had some drying up of the blossoms, but you can see we'll have plenty to harvest. We're grateful for that.
Our first okra of the season just came in. We're very happy. 6 okra pods were harvested, including some tiny ones that are so good you can just chomp them in the garden.
What else do you have today here? You have a lot of Swiss chard.
A lot of Swiss chard, a lot of collard greens, a lot of beets, quite a few peppers of all sorts, and the beginning of tomatoes, yellow squash, broccoli, and okra. And cabbage over there. Look, 2 heads of cabbage.